Hello everyone, my name is Suyash and welcome to my YouTube channel. How do you know if your AI agent is actually reliable? In this video, we break down how evaluation works in Google ADK. Let's get started. Today, we are going to look at how to evaluate AI agents with Google ADK. Building agents is exciting. Watching them call external tools, perform actions, and generate responses feels exciting. But once the demo works, an important question shows up. How do we know that this agent is actually reliable? With traditional software, we typically write tests and check the exact outputs, right? But with AI agents, it's a bit different. The system is probabilistic in nature, so it might respond slightly differently every single time. So now the evaluation becomes less about exact string match and more about did the agent behave correctly. So we are going to look at how Google ADK approaches that problem, how it measures trajectory, the accuracy, and the safety in systems that are not deterministic in nature. Traditional software is deterministic in nature, meaning it's straightforward to check if something is correct or not. We assert if x equals to y and there's a binary outcome, whether it passes or it fails. But GenAI systems, specifically agents, don't behave that way. Two answers can be slightly different and both can still be valid. So we shift from checking exact string matches to evaluating the actual reasoning quality. A response from the agent might look correct, but if it was derived from incorrect reasoning, that's still a failure. And that's why in agent systems, we care about both the trajectory, that is the steps, and the final response. This shift is foundational in understanding how evaluation is done in Google ADK. Now let's break down what evaluation actually measures. There are primarily two components. The first component is a trajectory, or it's a set of steps that the agent takes to reach to the final response. Now, this could be tool calls, it could be intermediate responses, it could be API calls, and so on. And the second is the actual final response, which is the output of the agent, which is what the user ultimately sees. The final response includes accuracy, tone, and safety. This separation actually matters because an agent can return a correct answer, but it may skip the required steps. On the other hand, it can follow the right workflow, but produce an unsafe message or an incorrect message. So evaluation in ADK treats these as separate measurable dimensions. ADK supports two evaluation approaches. The first one is the test files. And think of this like unit tests for agents. Now these are individual files that you can have with the extension .test.json. Each file can have a single session, and this session is not too complex. It may be a multi-turn conversation, but it's not too complex. And this approach is typically used during active development. The second is the EvalSets, which is typically used like integration testing. Now this is a single file. It may contain multiple sessions. Each session could be a complex multi-turn scenario. So when we start the development, typically we use the test files, which help us to iterate quickly. And then we gradually move to EvalSets, which help us ensure the stability before production. Now let's look at the different evaluation criteria that Google ADK provides out of the box. As of the recording of the video, there are 8 criteria that are available. ADK groups these evaluation criteria into 4 areas. One is trajectory. There are 2 criteria under this: tool trajectory average score and rubric based tool use quality V1. Then second is a response accuracy, to check whether the answer or the response is correct. There are 2 metrics available. One is a response match score, and the second one is the final response match V2. Third is for quality and safety, which is typically for the tone, the grounding, and the harmlessness. They are rubric based final response quality V1, hallucinations V1, safety V1. And then for simulation, we have per turn user simulator quality V1. So this matrix gives us a structured way to cover all the dimensions that ADK allows us to measure. Now let's look at each of these separately at a high level. So the first metric is tool trajectory average score. This metric compares the actual tool calls versus the expected tool calls. The score is binary per invocation. It's either pass or fail, but we can control how strict the comparison can be. First is the exact, which means that no extra calls are permitted and there should be no missing calls. So this is more of strict regression. Second is in order. That means the important calls must happen in a sequence. It's more of checking the workflow. And then there is any order, which means that all the required calls must exist, but the order doesn't matter. And typically this is more for parallel searching or gathering information. Next is evaluating the response accuracy of the agent. Now, there are two ways to measure the response accuracy. Lexical overlap. The metric for it is known as response match score. It's fast, it's efficient, but it focuses on word matching. Okay, it's good for regression checks or exact phrase matches. On the other hand, we have semantic equality, and the metric is called final response match v2. Here, an LLM model is used as a judge. Now it works at each invocation level. So the response from the agent for each invocation is compared with the expected response. And there are multiple number of samples that are generated of the agent's response. And then these are qualified as being valid or invalid. And it does this multiple times for robustness. And you can set that with the help of the number of samples parameter. This metric is best for Q&A and summarization. The lexical metrics are better for speed and CI pipelines. Semantic metrics are better for measuring true correctness. So there is always a trade-off between speed and the depth of evaluation. Custom logic and quality rubrics. Sometimes there isn't one objectively correct answer. We may care about whether the response is concise, whether it avoids jargons, or whether it follows the expected tone guidelines. And that's where rubric-based evaluations come in. We define what good actually means. The LLM then acts as a judge and votes yes or no. And this allows us to encode subjective product standards into a measurable criteria. So if you see, these are actually subjective standards. But because of these rubrics and evaluation, we are able to measure these criteria. This is more of evaluating the quality versus the actual correctness. Next is safety and grounding. Grounding checks whether the agent made any unsupported claims. So how this happens is the agent's response is broken into sentences or segments, and then these segments are validated against all the available context. Context could be tool calls, tool invocations, tool results, user instructions, prompts, and so on, right? Essentially the entire context. Each segment is then labeled as being supported, unsupported, or otherwise. For example, in the instructions, you have mentioned that the refund window is 30 days, and then the agent responds saying that the refund window is 45 days. That is hallucination. That's why the agent is making up information, and hence this segment becomes unsupported. So this kind of hallucinations are tested with the help of this metric. For safety, we have safety underscore v1 metric. It focuses on mostly filtering harmful or unsafe content and mostly used for user facing applications. Lastly, we have user simulation. The metric used is per turn user simulator quality v1. Now, hard-coded prompts don't actually expose the edge cases. The test files that we create have hard-coded information, hard-coded prompts. But real users do not actually behave like that. They are very unpredictable. So user simulation solves this by defining a goal instead of a fixed script. So we define a goal, and then at the backend, an LLM model behaves like it is a user, and it simulates the conversation such that a user is typing prompts to the agent. So an AI driven simulator adapts to the agent's responses and then steers the conversation towards the goal that we have defined. An important point to note is that here we are not actually evaluating the agent, but here we're actually evaluating the simulator, the AI simulator, which is responsible for generating the dynamic user prompts. Google ADK provides us three ways to run evaluations. ADK Web UI is best for visual inspection and quick checks. The command line interface, ADK Eval, is ideal for CI/CD pipelines and automation. You can also evaluate agents as part of the program, as part of the code. In summary, to build production-ready agents, use trajectory metrics to prevent workflow regressions, use semantic matching to measure the true correctness, use rubric-based metrics for product quality standards. From production readiness perspective, start with test files during development and then move to EvalSets for integration level stability. And to increase resilience and for checking edge cases, use user simulation. That's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful. Do like, do share, do subscribe, and stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you.